Hello everyone, welcome. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how we can use our TI-84 calculator to evaluate the definite integrals. Example, evaluate the following definite integrals using technology. Here we have four problems, A, B, C, D. In part A, we have to evaluate the definite integral from 0 through 1 of e raised to x squared dx. In part B, 0 through pi of sine x squared dx. In part C, 0 through pi over 2 sine x over x dx. And in part D, 1 through 2 natural log of natural log x dx. I'm going to demonstrate this using TI-84 calculator. Here is my TI-84 calculator. For the first part, we go to y equal to, and then enter the function over here. It is e raised to x squared. So I'm going to enter that function, e raised to x squared, and create a graph for that function. So this is the graph of the function, e raised to x squared. We are going to evaluate the definite integral under this curve from 0 through 1. That is also the area from x equal to 0 to x equal to 1. So what we do is we go to second and then trace, second and then trace. So once you go to second and trace, we go to number 7 where we evaluate the integral, number 7. Now here, the system is asking for the lower limit of the integral. It is 0, so we hit 0 and then enter. Now the upper limit of the integral, it's 1 in part A and then enter. So you can see that that is the area under the curve, and that is equal to the value of the definite integral, and it is equal to 1.4626517. So we can write it as 1.4627. If I want to write it up to 4 decimal places, 1.4627. So that's how we can evaluate the first one. Now let's check the second one. We repeat the process. We go to y equal to, over here, we enter the function. In part B, we have sine x squared. So sine of x squared. We close the parenthesis, and then, okay, let me type it correctly. Sine x squared, close the parenthesis, and draw the graph. So that is the graph of the function sine of x squared. Now we need to integrate this from 0 up to pi. So we go to second, trace, and number 7. Now we need the lower limit for the integral. It is 0, enter. Upper limit is pi. So we enter pi and then hit enter. So that is the area from here. That is from 0 up to pi. 0, that is pi over 2, 3 pi over 2. It will continue like that. 0, pi over 2. 0 is here. Pi over 2 should be somewhere there. Then pi, 3 pi over 2. It will continue like that. So you can see the total area from here all the way up to that. That is the value of the definite integral, which is 0.772657. That is from 0 up to pi, 3.1415. That value is the value of pi. So if I want to write it up to 4 decimal places, it will be 0.7727. 7.727 is there. So when you round it here, there is 5 over there, so it will be 7. So that's the value of the definite integral in part B. Now let's go to part C. We repeat the process again. We go to y equal to and enter the function. In part C, the function is sine x over x, sine x divided by x. We can create the graph now. That is the graph of the function sine x over x. We need to evaluate the definite integral from 0 up to pi over 2. So we go to second and then trace. So when you go to second and trace, and number 7, we get the definite integral. Now here we want the lower limit. Lower limit is 0, so we press 0 and then enter. Upper limit now, upper limit is pi over 2. So we type pi over 2 and then hit enter. Pi divided by 2, that's pi over 2, and hit enter. So you can see we are integrating from 0 up to 1.5707. This value here is pi over 2, and the value of the integral is 1.37076622, which is shown here. It's from 0 up to pi over 2. And if I want to write this up to 4 decimal places, it should be 1.3708. Because if I want to round it to 4 decimal places here is 7, and the number after that is bigger than 5, so it will round to a bigger number, so it will be 8, 1.5708. That's part C. Now let's look at the last part, part D. Again, we repeat the process. We go to y equal to, and then here we enter the function. In part D, the function is natural log of natural log x. Natural log of natural log x. I have 2 parentheses open, so I'm going to close both of them and then sketch the graph. Here is the graph of that function, natural log of natural log x. We need to integrate from 1 through 2. So we go to second, and then we go to trace, and number 7. Lower limit of integration is 1. So we hit 1 and enter. Upper limit is 2. So we press 2 and then enter. So here you can clearly see we are integrating from 1 through 2 of that function. And this area, it is shown here, the area is below the x-axis. So whenever the area represented by the definite integral is below the x-axis, we write that area as negative. So it is negative 1.200. If I round it over here, it will be 9, 1.2009. So let me write that. Negative 1.2009. So this is how we can use our TI-84 calculator to find the value of the definite integral and at the same time demonstrate the area under the curve. Using calculator, we evaluated these integrals and I have written the result over here. That is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful.